until I get home, I guess. I'm just gonna drive home. If anybody wants to watch, I'll put the road back on. You can see the road ahead of us. And here I go. I got plenty of room. And we're gonna just go up the highway here. This should connect us to 95 north, 95, take me to 495, and then I know my way home. So, okay, we're back. I'm back too. Beverly, hi. Gene, how are you? So I can actually see my screen right now, which is nice, and makes me a little nervous because I actually am going to be going down to DC tomorrow, and I'm not going to be a happy camper. I mean, I'm going to be happy to be going down there, but anyway, I don't want to be morose. But I miss Stevie so much. Anyhow, I just feel like I have to bring this poster down there. Don't want to mail it in, you know. Yeah. So that's it. You can watch me grieve for Steve. Grieve for Steve. There you go. I should put tomorrow's trip. Grieving for Steven. Grieving for Steven. So it's not easy not to for me. You know. Everybody.
In a quarter mile, use the right lane to take the I-95 north ramp to Boston.
Well, that's good. At least my GPS is talking to me. That's sweet. That's a sweet thing. And I got trucks coming at me. I got a car.
Use the right lane to take the I-95 north ramp.
I'm going to have fun because I've got people me on live stream. That makes it interesting. Makes it fun.
In a quarter mile, merge onto I-95 north.
Taking y'all on my little adventure. It's quite an adventure. I mean, I've been on an adventure with Steven. I could probably talk about that if y'all want me to. We had quite a ride, and it's not over. It's just not over. It can't be over till we're done. And now I'm getting fired up, you see, and that's good.
Continue on I-95 north for 8 miles.
I'll tell you the truth. Yeah. So I'll tell you the truth. So I left Steven behind. It's not about Steven. It's about just fighting for freedom and me and how I feel. Yeah, Steve and I were down there for 2 weeks together, stayed at the Eagle's Nest. And I mean, I am so blessed. I mean, it's because of Steve, because Steve knocked out Danny, and we travel around 7,000 miles all over the country. And we were contacting Justin Johnson while we drove around the country. And you all know Justin. Justin was he was like our bosom buddy, you know, we were like a pack at Bunker Hill. Me, Stevie, Justin, Rhonda, you know her as Nebraska, Danielle Clark. Danielle didn't live stream, but she's still a great loyal patriot and friend. And you know, we met Taylor. Now she thinks of Taylor as her friend, Taylor Toronto. Oh Lord, I should be paying attention, but I don't know, man. I know I used to hang out in this area a while back, about 10 years ago, down this place called Woonsocket, Rhode Island. It's like a crack cocaine area. I was practicing law, and my wife got involved in these coke dealers, and what a trip that was. So anyway, I am familiar with going through Woonsocket, but this is the way to get around Woonsocket. And if you're ever in the Rhode Island area, you I try to stay away from Woonsocket. It's like the devil down there. So anyway, we'll go back to the road. And that's what we're talking about. Oh, God. Yeah, so when I met Stevie for the first time down in Bunker Hill, and he kind of trapped me into being there. They needed more people. And I had shown up with my little dog, little Percy Noel, my little chihuahua, my wife's 24/7 companion, especially when she was passing away, when she had cancer, bladder cancer, hormone cancer. But anyway, I went down there and met Steven, and he befriended me and said, go get a tent and you can sleep out here, it's really easy. Get a tent, because I was going to go find a campground to go. I was going to hang out, kind of visit, see what's going on down at Bunker Hill. All these guys that come across country with the truckers, and I had been watching them from at home up in Massachusetts. My wife passed away. I was watching Canada, and I was watching this, and there was COVID and all the craziness with where you can go, where you can't go, and what you can do, and mandates, and all the craziness. And fortunately, with COVID, my wife made me quit working, which was a nice thing. And I stayed home to take care of her. She was afraid I was going to get COVID. And she was diagnosed with the stomach, the bladder cancer, and she was going to live for 2 more years. And she wound up making 6 months, but anyway, she stayed home. And well, we didn't want to sell the house. We tried selling the house once, but she never wanted to leave there. And we went up. It was just auctioned off last week. We got a nice number for it too. But that, especially considering I didn't pay a mortgage for over 10 years. I'm very proud of it. And I tell my son that story. He goes, "Dad, what you did was not proper." Well, I was fighting the government, and I was fighting the income taxes, and I was fighting all the bad
In 2
shit that
miles,
was going
take
on.
exit 12B for I-495 north toward Worcester.
I said, fuck them, man. The bankers were stealing people's property, foreclosing on people like crazy. And I said, fuck them. And I held them off for over 10 years. I was very proud of myself. But my son's he buys and sells real estate. I'm proud of him, too. But he's flipping properties over down in Fort Myers area where the hurricane came in. Going to not houses that were destroyed, but some condominium areas where you pick a condominium and rebuild it. He only did one of them so far. He's on the second now. I think he made an offer. They accepted it. He had an inspection. So anyhow, meanwhile, I'm all alone up here in Massachusetts watching truckers in Canada, watching them coming to America, and I was also watching Shiva, and now Dr. Shiva was consulting about vaccines and immune systems and teaching everybody all about that. And here's where I gotta go take 495. Now, if I went south, I'd be down to Cape Cod, which I'm not doing.
In half a mile, take exit 12B for I-495 north toward Worcester.
Alright, stay right here. Anyway, I don't know who's liberals of America. I don't know who you are. But anyway, liberals, I used to be a liberal in America. Actually, I like...
Take exit 12B.
True liberalism is a wonderful thing. That's, if you study Mises, Ludwig von Mises, and what liberalism
Continue
is.
on I-495 north for 22 miles.
That's pretty cool. Do some deep dives into true liberalism. Liberation. idea, liberty, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. And, well, I'm not a preacher, so I don't preach, but, heading north on 495. Mises was, I think I brought his book from my library, brought it to my apartment, and, I can't read I know you're writing, and I can't read whatever you're writing, so I'm driving. But anyway, Mises was Human Action. So it's a book on Austrian economics by Ludwig von Mises and the Mises Institute with Rockwell. I think that's Rockwell or something like that. It's all very interesting stuff. I don't know who's interested in that information, but I can't read whoever's writing, liberal somebody, and I'm trying to make it down that way. So, remember, share it, thumbs up, like it. That's what live streamers say. It's like, if you want to be in the live streamer club, I think you need to memorize that. Give me a like, thumbs up, share it. I don't do the money thing, but it'd be embarrassing. I'd get like $5 in every couple of years. It'd be very embarrassing. So I wouldn't want to do that. Anyway, I'm going to talk myself out, and I'll have nothing to talk about tomorrow when I drive down to DC. And then I'm going to get disappointed. Nobody wants to listen to me. I don't know. Anyway, so I'd gone down to Bunker Hill, and I told Stephen, I'm here because you guys, you should be following Dr. Shiva. This is last year, this is 2022, and they're all like, God, Jesus, and I was getting an education on Jesus Christ, and I appreciated that. I really got to appreciate the Lord Jesus Christ. I haven't accepted it in my heart the way my friends were. They all had Jesus in their heart, and they felt so comforted by Jesus, and nice feeling when my wife had died and all. My wife was a niece of an archbishop, and I was an atheist, she was a Jesuit, and we just had a good time together. We weren't worried about religion at all. That wasn't our thing. She had her own very serious private moments with religion. She had Bibles and studied them, and did her artwork. Anyway, so I went down to Bunker Hill, and I got the feeling that my wife must have sent me down there because it was like a mission, and they'd been doing that up in Ottawa, and the Canadian government came down on them with horses stampeding them and all that kind of stuff. And meanwhile, she was talking about we needed a grounds up movement, a bottoms up movement, and here the truckers were bringing all across America. I mean, everywhere. Truckers were bringing the movement, and people coming out from all over. Anyway, I had met a gal online who was from the Philippines, and her family, her uncle was a bodyguard for Marcos, if you know Marcos, the Marcos family, the dictator of the Philippines, and her uncle was his bodyguard, or one of his bodyguards. And she was living in America. She had married to a Marine, and he had gotten some kind of incurable disease over in Vietnam, and she helped him until he passed away, and he had been dead for 8 years. And my wife had just died. We were friends, and anyway, she was like 68 years old. I was 72, and like to say, I was pretty much like my wife. Actually, they were born a week apart, but she had her own family issues going on, and she kind of got upset with me when I tried to, and they're very different. So, I mean, her son was actually her brother's son, and her brother's wife had three other children, and they didn't need to have a fourth child. Like my wife had a hysterectomy and stuff and couldn't have children, so she adopted O'Sheen, the girl that I just visited at the hospital, who wound up with autism spectrum. And I think a lot of that had to do with medications, although she did have a lack of oxygen at birth, but that doesn't give you autism. But she did have some developmental issues. But she was just the cutest little wild Indian girl, who was just so full of energy and stuff. It was just what a treat to have her. So I'm jumping around. So I just visited with O'Sheen, and where was I? I met Steve. I come down from Bunker Hill, and they needed people. He had been with a convoy, and everybody was leaving. And here I was coming down going, what the fuck is going on here, man? I mean, you guys just went all the way, and this is how I talked to Stevie, what the fuck? You guys just went all the way around the country. And he told me he came from Arizona, and met up with them. And then when they went back to California, Steve stayed and got friendly with Rebecca and Dwight and Lily, and somehow, I don't know, Stevie had a room somewhere in Rockville, Maryland, and we hooked up in Bunker Hill. Somebody had given him a tent so he could stay there one night or something, and that person had left him the tent, and then I was there, and I got a tent. Justin helped us put it up, and Justin put up the tent. And actually, we're having a hurricane right now. I'm driving through a hurricane. You can't see it, it's just wind. We're just having the wind. I'm just having the wind. And it's like not that bad. I think 40 to 60 mile an hour gusts. And this is Bellingham coming up, so I can get off at Bellingham and go the back way back to my house, or the apartment, and go past where I used to live. I think I'm going to go that way, just because I enjoy driving some of the back streets instead of the highway. And if I'm going to go down to DC tomorrow, I'll be on a highway, and I don't even know if I want to go to DC. It's such a long ride, but hopefully I'll make it. I'm going to get home and rest. I'm praying that the Lord directs me to go DC. And I'm not a prayer. Missing a lot of dead spots here and there, I don't know, on the way home. But anyway, I see somebody's there. So anyway, somebody, whoever you are, thank you for being here. I'm just chatting away, chitter chatter. Steve would always say, yeah, you chitter chatter, chitter chatter, chitter chatter. So Steve and I broke away back on August 4th, August 5th. That was the day that they arraigned Donald Trump. That was quite a day. And quite exciting. I mean, we were at Eagle's Nest, and Steve was getting pissed off at me for talking about Dr. Shiva, and I was going to leave, and he threw a beer can at me, and Yeah, what the fuck? You might as well have a good time. So it was a wild time, and you know, as my wife used to say, why do normal things? I mean, she was like, let's do crazy, wild things, and it was always fun. So crazy, wild, really good. Don't do bad things. Have fun, enjoy, and that's what we were doing. And fighting for freedom, like that's like one of the most fun things in the world. It's not a paid political announcement or anything, but it's really true. So it gets you off your ass instead of sitting at home, which I could do. I could sit home. I was seriously contemplating mailing it in, man. That's bad. I was gonna mail that in? No way, man. No way. You know, Stevie would not do this for me, by the way. He would not. I am a different person. Yeah, I'm a very different person. So, Stevie was, man, he was just straightforward. God, family, country. God, family, country. And I said, man, J6. And he was always right. Wow, that was the tip of the spear. That made it all worthwhile. Fighting for J6. I mean, we were fighting all across the country. I mean, not fighting, but we were, you know, standing up for God, family, country, all across the country. But J6 was so focused. Just so focused. You got to be at that focal point. And God, family, very general. So many things like God, family. J6, man, it's just, we got to get these guys free. And so that was easy. So every time we stopped, I was handing out my J6 stuff. We didn't actually have any J6 flyers, but we did have constitutions. We gave out constitutions, and we had, Stevie had I had the J6, free J6 banner. That's the one I held, and he had all the other ones, Vigil, and you know, we shared all them up, but his main thing was God, family, country, and I had the J6, and it was all about all that. So, and you know, of course, he was about lesbians and bisexuals and transsexuals, and you know, the schools. What's the word he used to use? Indoctrinating. Yeah, he hated the indoctrination by schools of transsexuals and all that crap that goes on. I mean, I don't pay attention too much of it. It's just not my thing. But oh Lord, I can't fight everything. But so anyway, I had come down to Bunker Hill because of Dr. Shiva, who had actually told Donald Trump not to close things down. That was the year before, in 2020, in March of 2020, and none of this would have happened. All this would not have happened. You know, it's wonderful having met all you freedom fighters. None of this would have happened. We wouldn't have had a January 6th. Would not have happened. Mark my words, that would not have happened. We would not have had a January 6th. It just wouldn't have happened. We wouldn't have had a lockdown. They wouldn't have had write-in voting. But Trump didn't listen to Dr. Shiva, and that's the truth. Unfortunately, Steve understood that. He understood it, but he wanted to stand up for Donald Trump. Loved that, and we all did. I did. Shiva did. We all thought he was the one that was going to. He was a disruptor. So I guess that's what I'm going to have. My story tomorrow on the way to DC. I'll be talking about that. Though it could be something to do. What's going on in my bit of the world, where I came from, where I was coming from, and where I was going. I was coming down with a message from Dr. Shiva that the Trunkers trucker thing was not, that Dr. Shiva had been looking for, that he saw happening in Ottawa, was not going to happen in D.C. And according to Dr. Shiva, he told me this because I was going to go down. He said that Michael Flynn got a hold of it. Yeah, the General Flynn. Yeah, he got involved in it. They're not going to let it happen. So these guys, basically, Flynn was being fried, man. He was being fried by the by the left wing. He should have been head of intelligence for Trump, and if he would have been, if Trump would have made sure, if he didn't let Mike Pence consider whatever General Flynn had allegedly done, he was trapped by the FBI. If he wouldn't have been thrown out, if Trump let Mike Pence do that, he kind of set it up that Flynn, because Flynn would have been an ideal, he would have been the ideal person for Trump to have in there. And they knew it, and they got rid of him right away. That was the first thing they did. They had to get rid of him because Flynn knew where all the bodies were buried. He knew what Obama had done. He was warning everybody about Obama. And then they attacked him, discredited him, and Trump fired him instead of really standing up for him somehow. I don't know. Pence was the one that somehow made that happen. FBI sent over 2 agents to blindside Flynn about him meeting with Russians, not reporting on whatever form they call that as an agent.
In 2 miles, take exit 54B for West Main Street toward Upton.
So I'm not actually going to go the back way. This is kind of thinking correctly. Better. So what was I saying? So Mike Flynn, some coming east was involved in any of this. So I don't know if it's true or not. But I was telling you, somehow Shiva was told that, and Shiva told me that and said this is when they first started coming east, and Shiva had one of his Truth, Freedom, Health Warrior scholars, which I am, a Truth, Freedom, Health Warrior scholar. I've studied systems science that he teaches. It's taught at MIT. He used to teach it at MIT. It's a tool that's used, he calls it like a nuclear bomb, the power of a nuclear bomb that's used to keep us, the 8 billion people that are not in the 0.0001%.
In half a mile, take exit 54B for West Main Street toward Upton.
So the 0.000B, 0.001% that control the 8 billion common people on planet Earth.
Take exit 54B.
So if we multiply 0.00, I don't know if it's 01, I think it's at least 0.00.
In a quarter mile, merge onto West Main Street.
So if we go from 8 billion down to 800 million, down to 80 million, whatever, and 1% of 80 million is what, 800,000? 80,000? He's got the swarm, it says the swarm. He's got a video with the swarm and how many people that is. I think 20,000. But anyway, 80,000.
Continue for 4 miles.
So I'm rambling away here, and I don't know if anybody's following me. If you are, that's good. At least I'm not talking total nonsense. But I'm trying to drive, and I am getting near my destination, but another 7 miles, I'd say. Actually, 6 people are watching. 6 people watching. You can At the red light, I can stop and see that there are 6 people watching. And where were we? We were talking about the 80,000 people. She says, I don't know, 80,000, 800,000. There's 0.0001. Maybe it's probably 80,000. Okay, let's say 80,000 people, something like that. Whatever, 100,000 people that control 8 billion people. How do they do that? You don't do it by chance. Anybody have told you that these 8,000 or 80,000 or 100,000 people just by chance position themselves. Yeah, they inherited a lot of money. Yeah, like kings and queens. Yeah, they're all in there. Kings and queens and the heads of stock exchanges and the heads of universities are all in there. He calls it the swarm. And basically what they're trying to do is maintain profit, power, and control. Power, profit, and control. So they want to have power. And they want to maintain it. Can't blame them. You got power, you don't want to give it up. And you could be a nice person, but you're still, like, you're the head of a household, and you're the father or the mother. You have power over the children. You can be nice to your children, but you still want to maintain the power. Well, these people think that they're above us. They think that they are. Well, they're exceptional Harvard graduates and Stanford, and they truly believe that they are God's chosen people. The Jewish, it's a great thing being born Jewish and to say, well, you're chosen person. Wow. Well, I was reading the Bible the other day, which I don't do a lot, but I was doing it the other day, and the whole idea of this is a Jewish teaching Bible I was reading. The concept of being a chosen person is you're chosen to honor God. That's what you're chosen to do. You're not chosen to be the best or the greatest. Best because you are honoring God. That's what they're chosen. Chosen to honor God. If you honor God, that's like the most important thing in the world, right? So that's what the Jewish people were chosen to do. And I was listening to a black preacher. He's from Africa, Nigeria, I believe he said, the other day, and he's got this. He's got a congregation and whatever, and a radio show, and now he's got some TV exposure, and very, very, very good. I've been talking to him a few meetings that we had. We go to the breakfast thing on Fridays with Jimmy, and he made it very clear how the Jewish people had stopped honoring God properly. The Pharisees, the Sadducees, whatever they're called, they had gotten control, and they were demanding sacrifices. They had to have special animals for the sacrifice, and it became a money thing. And Jesus went in there and threw over the money tables and all that. And so, why am I talking about all this? Well, this is all the stuff that she was talking about, that he's out there fighting against all the crap that's going on in our modern world, which is very similar. The Jewish people were not honoring God the way they should have been. And Jesus came along and said, this is how you do it. And showed everybody how you're supposed to be honoring God. Didn't have a church. I don't think you needed to have a church to honor God. So it's the same honoring of God that Jesus does, maybe with different words. And then there are the testaments, all the writings, the New Testament. So anyhow, I got a lot of traffic ahead of me. There's actually 9 people watching. I wonder, when people have a lot of people watching, that's really something. Heading back, I am a couple of miles, but we got lots of traffic, and I gotta get home and just relax. So I don't have nothing really to do today, actually. I have nothing at all to do. I got my buddy Jimmy. He wants me to give him a ride. I'm going to be doing a lot of riding. I am not giving anybody a ride. I will get some more gasoline. I could fill the tank up. I'm down a quarter of a tank. I was going to visit my daughter. How many miles? I had to go 74 miles back and forth. So.
In 1,000 feet, continue straight onto High Street.
Oh, I don't need the navigation anymore, but I am now in my town, and a small little town. Town of Upton, 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 Massachusetts, has its own little history. You know, going back to the Pilgrims. Let's see, you got Massachusetts Bay Colony. And of course, you had Plymouth Rock. That's south of Massachusetts Bay. Two different colonies. Massachusetts Bay is where, can I make it through the yellow?
Continue straight.
That's a Steve move, all right? That was a Steve move. Get through that yellow light. And he
continue for 1 mile.
Wanted to get me a $100 ticket on my car. Which I can't find the envelope. Anyway. And I know he had a ticket he was supposed to take care of. And I was going to go down to the ticket office when he was outside at the courthouse. And he didn't want to do that. We had to stay focused on the courthouse, which we did. And I didn't pay the ticket, and I doubt he did. So there's one that Washington's never going to get. They're never going to get that ticket from Stephen Corson for parking. I don't know how much, maybe 10, 20 bucks, but it's a victory for us. Victory for us. Steve got out of paying his parking ticket, and I hope he accumulated a bunch more. Because parking is hard to find down near the courthouse. All right, folks. Last night we had a beautiful rainbow up above where I was sitting when I was
in 1,000 feet, turn right.
Oh, I got some. Yes, supposed to storm here this afternoon. Well, not. I don't think here in Massachusetts. I don't know, man. I think on the east, down near Boston, it might. If somebody from Boston's watching, anybody from Boston want to go to DC tomorrow? I got an empty seat here.
Turn right, then
Okay.
turn left.
Yeah. Navigation. All right, I know where I am. I'm home. So this is my little town right here. This is it. And I got a little apartment up here. This is a little village.
Head southwest on Hartford Avenue North toward Main
I
Street.
gotta get rid of this gal talking away.
Make a U-turn at Main Street,
Yeah,
then turn left.
I know how to go, lady. Alright, man. Alright, so I am here. I'm gonna go bother Jimmy and see if I can get his ice chest or cooler. I guess they call it a cooler now. And where shall I park? I'm gonna squeeze my ass in right here. Because, I don't know, did he leave me enough room up there? I don't think so. Oh well. I'm gonna park right here. So I put on long pants today for the first time in a long time. Rudd. Docks. Whatever that is. Docks my ass.
Turn left, then turn left.
Alright, man. I'm here. So, that off. This thing here. Chat viewing options cancel. Beverly Ashland, cute area. Hey, thank you.
Your destination is on the left.
I don't want the navigation on it. Well, that's anyway. I'll show you my. Yeah, so we've got a nice brand new Mexican restaurant over there. Nice church there. Got this is the little town here, a little village. It's really cute when it snows, and it's all white. It's snowy village. Reminds me of being up in Vermont area. So I'm gonna. Let's see, I'm going to walk down to the mailbox, if I can make it down this steep incline here. Yeah, try to traverse it. Oh God, there you go. So the BP station, you okay? I'm okay, yeah. I just walked down the little hill, a little incline, and my little village here, post office, a Mexican restaurant, a gas station, got Bank of America, got the ladies down there, they're all hanging out. I know this gentleman here. We got a Chinese restaurant, we got a dentist, we got a bank, another bank, little pizza shop across the way, a laundry room over there, and I only met these ladies the other day, and I think I'll go say hello. I don't know if they want to be on a live stream. They can be on a live stream if they want. I told them I'm a freedom fighter. I'm going down to D.C. and I have no real reason to walk down and say hello to them, but I don't think I'm even. So coffee beans over there, and that's my little village. So I'm gonna walk back and get my mail if there is any, and I'm gonna say goodbye all, and hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow. I'm gonna hopefully get up early in the morning and head down to DC and be down there. I don't need to race down there, but I just like to get up early and get my ass out of bed and move on. So catch you all tomorrow. I'll get my mail. My apartment's up there to the right. They're all pretty much the same, but I don't have a ground floor. I have an upstairs apartment down on the right. Anyway, you can only see the corner of it from here. All right, guys, have a good night, everybody. Be well, and I'll probably be watching Freedom Corner if I don't fall asleep. Good night, everybody. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody. Love y'all. Bye.